Hi, I'm Nandini and I was born in the year 2000.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I was born on the 1st of January 2000.
Hi, my name is Jackie and I was born in the year 2000. I am really optimistic about the future. I think we're getting better and better at working through problems, adapting.
I'm fairly optimistic about the future because of the many changes that have been occurring and the issues that we have been fighting.
And I'm quite optimistic about the future because I think there's heaps of avenues and opportunities that we have to really progress socially and technologically.
I think the most memorable event that happened in my lifetime was the election of Trump. I remember really vividly hearing about it, reading about it throughout high school, and it's just had so many implications globally.
A memorable lifetime event for me would be the election of Trump. In high school, it was like, started off as a joke and eventually it led to it becoming a reality.
I think the most memorable world event in my lifetime has to be just the rise of terrorism, right? From the Paris attacks, the Sydney siege, even the on-flow and effects of September 11. Things like racism, discrimination, prejudice against just coloured people in general, has really played a big part not only in my life, but my parents' life, my family's life.
Some of the most important issues to me, one being climate change that has such a huge impact. And I think we're really in the time now where we can do something about it.
One of the most important issues to me is creating a sustainable future, especially through climate change and really reducing the amount of waste we produce as humans.
We're currently going through a climate crisis globally and in Australia, and I think that we really need to actually push for some sort of reform, some sort of policy and some sort of framework to really ensure that we have a plan for the future, whether it's meeting certain targets, using renewable resources as a method for production, right? So I think that is the most important issue right now because we're not the only users of the environment, and in order for society to really progress, we need the environment to be in top shape.
Also, social media and the rise of tech in our lives is also a huge issue. I think tech is kind of a double-edged sword, and especially social media. I think it's allowed us to be able to understand different viewpoints and connect with a world that's much broader than where we live, but at the same time I think it definitely has implications for not only at a big level globally, but also on a personal level. I think people are very like-driven, and body image issues, mental health issues, they're big ones for young people, and I don't think that's helped at all by the current trends in social media.
I think there are a lot of mediums now in which young people are actually able to voice their opinions. So there's been a trend for almost a sense of activism, really, in my generation. Whether it's through social media, whether it's through news interviews like this, whether it's writing their thoughts on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. And I think secondly, there's been a larger trend in terms of our reliance on technology, right? I, for one as well, can't live without my phone, I love my television, but they've all become integral parts of our lives.
I think the big trend in this millennium has been the rise of tech and just how much it's permeated every element of our lives.
We really went from talking through the phone, using dial-up connections, to having everything in a phone, whether that's having video calls, texting, or even just a simple phone call.
In the next 20 years, I'm definitely expecting a rise in how much we rely on technology. I think we'll see things like AI and robots being just a general everyday part of our lives. I'm also expecting society to be forced to adapt to problems that we're seeing now, like climate change and humanitarian crises, with things like people being displaced and crop shortages, and I think they will be some of the biggest challenges we'll see.
So some changes I'm expecting in the next 20 years is a rise in cures from diseases. Also, I expect that technology will be more and more influenced in our daily lives, so we'll have smart homes becoming accessible and a lot more acceptance as well.
Some changes that I expect to see in the near future are definitely things like improving our environment, becoming more accepting in our society as well, whether it's breaking down barriers against race, religion, culture, gender, even things like mental health. I think that those changes are becoming more prevalent now, and they will exponentially increase in the future as we progress as well.